Hi, everybody. I miss everybody, and my hair is totally out of control. I need a haircut, as I'm sure everybody does. We're into week 3 of our exercise class being on hold because of the coronavirus and the library being closed, but I still want to be able to reach out to everybody and offer you something while you're at home during this time that you can keep up with our exercise program that we've been working hard at for over a year now. So I wanted to give you an option to do some floor work. I've been wanting to do it at the library, but that floors is really hard, and but at home, I'm sure that you have a place where you either have an area rug or some carpet that you can, just lay down on or sit down on and then lay down on. Or if you don't, if you have hardwood and you have a mat or, like a big blanket, you can just throw down. You can use the floor. It's nice because having that hard surface forces you into having to hold your posture better, using our postural muscles of our back, abs, and also when we lay down we have that hard flat support to anchor into when we do some of our pelvic floor exercises. But we're going to focus today on our lower body and our core because everything works together, and we're going to start sitting back on our mat. So I have my mat right here, and I'm going to be turning backwards and forward so you can see me from both angles. But you could just stay where you are. So I want to invite everybody to sit up nice and tall. And we're going to, if this is too hard for you to be sitting in this position, you can put a pillow underneath you or a yoga block. I have, when I do meditation, I have a nice meditation pillow that I can sit down on, because sometimes we're just tight, or sometimes sitting like on a flat floor is just, it's not feasible. When you sit down, you should be able to keep your chest lifted, keep your shoulders down and back, and keep your abs tight. And sometimes just sitting directly down on that hard floor doesn't allow the body to be comfortable in that position. And the last thing that I want to do when we're exercising is have you be uncomfortable. I want everybody to find a spot where they can maintain the correct form and feel comfortable doing it at the same time. So I'm going to use my pillow, and again I encourage you to either put a pillow or a yoga block underneath you or a couple of books, just so you can keep that nice tall form. Okay, so now I'm going to have everybody draw their belly button into their back, like if you were a doll and you had that little pull string and it was attached to your belly button. It's just drawing in, so it's pulling our belly buttons in and still being able to breathe at the same time. So it's not holding your breath, it's just keeping a nice taut form. And then from here, I'm just going to have everybody recline back. So we're going to engage our abs and focus. So just reclining back a couple of inches to the point where you feel like you can still control our form. Chest up, shoulders down and back, chest and chin lifted. And then we're going to come right back to seated, nice and tall. Okay, so we're going to do that 5 times. So we're going to slide our hands down our thighs as we recline back. We're going to hold it, and then we're going to slide back up again. So each time when we're coming back, so let's start going back again maintaining that form. You should go to the point where you feel like you're not collapsing, but you definitely feel your abs working. And then we're going to come back up again, nice and tall. And then again, we're coming back. We're holding. 2, 3, 4, and then come back up. Now let's stretch our arms out. As we come back, let's just bring our arms out to the side, like a T. Coming back, holding. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then sitting up nice and tall. Again, we're coming back. Inhale, hold it here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and back up again. Let's do that one more time. We're coming back. Inhale, coming back. 1, 2, 3, 4, and back up again. Perfect. So that's our first set. So I'm just going to turn around. You could stay right where you are. And then the next time we do that, we're still going to recline back, but this time we're going to bring our hands and we're going to reach down to the side. So we're going to recline back, reach your hands down to your right, and then come back to the center. We're like pretending we're holding an imaginary ball. We're going to recline back. We're going to reach our hands down to the left, and then back to the center. Let's do 2 more on each side. So we're reclining back, reaching down to the right, and then back up. Link movement and breath. Inhale or exhale, recline back, and then back to the center. 1 more time. Recline, twist to the side, and then back to the center, and then 1 more time. So the advantage to sitting on the floor and doing these is as you're coming up and getting in that nice tall posture, if your legs are tight, you're going to feel like a nice stretch happening, which is a good thing. It's a good thing. Okay, so now from here, we're going to go 1 more exercise using our reclining back in positioning. And we're going to pretend like we're shooting an arrow. So your right arm is going to come across. You're going to grab that bow when you recline back. And then you're going to bring both arms to the center. And then you're going to go to the other side. Pretend like you're shooting that arrow. But we're going to be reclining while we're shooting our arrows out. So from here, you're going to start sitting up nice and tall. We're going to recline back. I'm going to take my arrow to the left. I'm going to pretend like I'm pulling that arrow back to launch. And then as I launch, I'm bringing both arms back up to the center when I rise at the same time. So then we're going to go to the opposite side. We're leaning back. We're drawing that bow. And then we're coming back to the center. Again, we're leaning back. Pull that bow. Good. And then come back. So it's a little harder each time. We're building. And then again, launch that arrow. And rise back up. 1 more time to each side. Reclining back. Drawing that arrow. Good. And then to the other side. Leaning back. Drawing that bow back. And launching. Perfect. So now from here, I'm going to just remove this because it's getting a little bit in my way. But if you need to use it, keep it there. I'm just going to be moving around too much. So from here, I'm going to lean back again. And this time when I do that, I'm going to be lifting my left leg. So actually, let me face this way. So we're reclining back. Everything stays the same. Chest up, chin up, shoulders are down and back. And we're going to keep our left leg lifting right off of the floor. We're going to hold it, and then we're coming back up. And then the same thing to the right. We're reclining back. Keep that nice form. Lifting up the right leg. And then we're going to keep alternating, okay? So I wanted to show you first. Now we're going to do it together. So everybody sitting up nice and tall, chest up, abs in, shoulders down and back, relax the jaw. We're going to lean back and we're going to lift our left leg and then bring it down and lift our right leg and bring it down. Now the hands can be down by your side or they can be supporting you, but if you don't use them at all, you're just using more abs. So you do what you have to do. You either use your hands for some support while we're lifting our legs, or you just go ahead and link everything together. Okay, so we'll keep alternating. We're going to do 2 more lifts on each side. So left and down and right and down. You're starting to feel everything shaking. That's good. Left and down and right and down. Good job. Come on up. And you can just lean forward. Hug the knees. Or you can lean forward and reach right in between the knees. It's just a nice little rest for the lower back. It feels really good just to get that nice stretch. Again, advantages to floor work. So now from here, we're going to do a build off of that. So we're going to keep our knees slightly bent. We're keeping our same form. We're reclining back. This time, we're just going to extend our leg so it's straight using our quad. We're going to hold it Then we're going to bend and alternate. Right side and bend. Okay, so everybody get with me. We're starting sitting up nice and tall. We're going to recline back a little bit. We're going to lift up our left leg, extension from the knee so the leg is straight. Hold it, and then don't lean back up again. Stay back here. Right leg goes up. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, and then back down. Left leg. 1, 2, 3, and right leg. 1, 2, 3. Good. 2 more on each side. Left leg. 1, 2, 3, and down. And right leg. 1, 2, 3, and down. And left leg. Feel those abs. 2, 3, and down. And right leg. 1, 2, 3, and down. And then come back up. Just stretch it out. Okay, awesome. Good job. Okay, so then the last sitting up exercise I want to do are some heel slides. So we're going to sit. Let me just get to a part because this mat you can't really slide on that well. So you can keep your feet on the carpet on this one. I have socks on. Sometimes on a wood floor having socks is easier, and on the carpet being barefoot is easier. So I'm just going to whip off my socks. Okay, so from here, let me make sure everybody can see me. Bear with me while I fix my camera angle. So we're going to recline back again, and I'm going to have you slide your left heel in towards your body. And then we're going to go ahead and press that back out again. So we're going to do the same side. So slide that left heel in and then back out again. So we're reclining back just a little bit to make room for that leg to come back to us. Keep sliding and then back out. Let's do 5 more. So we're going to slide it back and then press it out. And you should start feeling those thigh muscles working. And right underneath the hamstrings also. We're using those as well, and the calves. Good. Last 3. Slide. Good. Abs are still working. 2. And last one. Good. And rest. Then come up, take like a little stretch, and then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So start sitting up nice and tall. We're going to recline back just a little bit. We're going to slide that right leg back. So it's coming back, heel towards your glutes, and then right out again. Good. So abs are in, chest up, shoulders down and back. Slide and return. So not too fast. We're bringing it back. Slide and return. That's it. 5 more. We're coming back. Slide and return. Slide. Feel those muscles working. I sure do. That's it. 3 more. We're coming back. Slide and return. Starting to sweat. And return. And last one. Slide and return. Perfect. Good job. And then I want to do one more sitting exercise. So again, we're going to sit up nice and tall. I'm going to bring my legs in front, and you're going to use your hands on this one. So you're going to lean back a little bit and anchor yourself with your hands, and then we're going to slide out to the side, and then we're going to slide that leg back in again. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm just going to put my socks on because it actually, I think, is easier for me to do these. Plus, you'll notice I need a pedicure because the bottom of my feet are so dry. So maybe it's like a little vanity taking over too. So we're going to lean back right here, and then I'm going to have you slide the leg straight out to the side on the right, and then we're going to bring it back to meet the left. Good, so sitting up nice and tall. Chest is up, abs are in, chin up, relax your jaw, and slide that leg back. Good, out to the side. Good, abs are strong, and you're going to feel those inner thigh muscles taking you back in, and when you go out, you're going to feel those outer hip muscles and leg muscles, glutes, bringing you out and back. Good, so leaning back, supporting yourself with your hands. We're going to do this 3 more times. Nice and tall. Out to the side. Whew. Sorry, I look a little bit like a mess today. I was helping Ruben, my husband, outside. We're stacking wood, cutting wood, helping the kids. Oh, it's a crazy schedule, but you know, we're making the best of it. I'm glad I can still bring this into your life every week. So thank you for letting me come into your home and help you out with your exercises. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So we're going to slide our left leg out to the side and then bringing it back in again. That's it, nice and tall, leaning back, let your hands support you. So this should be felt with a lot of lower body muscles. So attention on the lower body, leg is pretty straight. If you can, keep it totally straight, try not to bend it. And again, if you need that support, please, sitting on a bolster, sitting on some pillows, propping yourself up on a couple of books. It's great for just that uncomfortableness of feeling like you're sitting directly on the floor with your legs straight. You don't have to. You can prop yourself up a little bit on a big pillow or whatever you have to use. That's it. So we're going to do 3 more. Bring that left leg out. You should really start feeling these inner thigh. Still, we're using our quads. We're using our core. We're using our outer hip muscles, the glutes. That's it. Bringing it back. And last one. Good. And rest. Perfect. So now from here, I'm going to invite everybody to take a quick little sip of water because we're going to go down for a while. I hope everybody is keeping hydrated and drinking lots of good liquids, broths and waters and teas and the occasional glass of juice maybe mixed with water or seltzer and teas and maybe a glass of wine. I've been known to partake in a glass of wine at night. So now from here, I'm going to have everybody lay down on their backs. So we're going to get to a comfortable position where your head and shoulders are down. Now, if laying directly down on your back bothers your neck, put a pillow under your head. There's nothing wrong with that. You can prop yourself up, have a pillow right under your head, and then that way laying on your back is easier for you. So the legs should be bent. We want to bend the legs. I want you to think about relaxing your shoulders down and back, and even if you have to lift your back up off the mat a little bit and bring your shoulders down and then replace your back on the mat, that's perfect. Keep your head nice and long, especially in your cervical spine, and you want to engage. So draw your belly button into your back. This is going to cause your hips to come into a little bit of a pelvic tilt, and that's okay. So I want you to do that so that you have a nice flat spine on the mat. So keeping our knees bent, we're going to start pushing our weight into our entire foot. So keeping your whole foot flat on the floor, we're going to start lifting our hips up off the floor, coming towards the ceiling, so that our actual hips are lifting, but our shoulders and head are down on the floor or the pillow if you have a pillow under your head. And then nice and slow, we're going to bring our hips back down again. So your upper back hits down before your lower back, nice and controlled. Again, we're going to start lifting up like somebody had your hips in their hands and they're bringing them up to the ceiling. At the top, you want to squeeze your glutes. Feel your thighs getting a nice stretch. And then as you come down, nice and slow, we're going to put our upper back down on the mat, followed by our lower back. Again, we're coming up, pressing into your whole foot, lifting your hips up nice and tall, squeeze your glutes at the top, and then nice and slow coming down. Good, let's do that one more time. So come all the way down. And then last one, last one this way. So we're going to come up, we're going to lift our hips up. Make sure your knees aren't going out to the side either. Really keep them in line with your hips and toes. And then nice and slow on the way down. So I said last one, but I mean with flat feet. Now here comes a little harder part. So lifting your toes up off the floor, but keeping your heels down, same form. We're going to seal our space. We're going to lift our hips up towards the ceiling as high as you can, pressing into your heels this time. Squeeze your glutes at the top, and then nice and slow, we're going to put our upper backs down first, lower back follows. Good, so now we're turning on our hamstrings a little more doing this. Again, we're going to lift up like somebody has your hips in their hands, and then nice and slow, coming back down again. Nothing too fast. You want to keep that control. And again, you don't want your knees, when you lift, like we're starting to lift now, pressing into your heels, don't let the knees go out to the side. Really try to keep them in line, but try to fight for height. And then nice and slow on the way down. With that nice control. Good, and then one more time. We're lifting up. Only on the heels. Toes are off the floor. Feel the back of the thighs. And then nice and slow on the way down. Good job, everybody. So now that we're down here, let's take a small stretch. So I want you to lift your left leg up, grab the back of your thigh, and just keeping your back nice and flat and your head and shoulders down, just hug that leg into you, but keeping it straight so you can either grab behind your thigh or your knee or your calf, and then just hug that leg into you. And then you can go ahead and let that knee bend, and then you can grab it right in front of the knee or keep holding behind and just pull that knee into you. And then we're going to return that left leg down, and same thing on the right side. So first, let's extend that right leg all the way up. We're going to grab right behind the thigh, hug that leg into us. My legs are tight, so I need a good stretch. I did some rapid movements yesterday, a little bit of vigorous exercise, and I'm feeling it today, very tight. So now from here, we're going to bend the knee, same thing, hug that knee into you. Nice deep breaths. Good job. And return that leg back down. So now, I want everybody to extend that left leg up in the air. We're going to flex our foot, meaning pull your toe towards your knee, and you're going to press the bottom of your foot up towards the ceiling. Okay, so press that. That's engaging your quads right here. And then from here, we're going to just bend the knee, and then we're going to go up again, pressing that bottom of the foot up towards the ceiling. So feel all that turning on of the muscles and the quads and the abs. And then again, we're just going to bend that left leg. So we do these sitting in the chair, but now we're doing it flat on our backs. Still working those quads. Good, and then a nice slow bend. Let's go for another one. Pressing the flat of the foot towards the ceiling, hold it here. Feel the quads, feel it, keep pressing up. And then go ahead and bend and switch sides. So right leg straight up in the air. Your foot is flexed, so the toes pulling towards the knee. The flat of your foot is pressing up towards the ceiling, and we're going to feel those quads engaged. Then a nice slow bend, and then press again. All the way up, really press that foot into the ceiling. Feel your quads turn on. And then go ahead and bend, and then again press. Squeeze, feel those muscles, and then bend, and extend. Press the flat of the foot up towards the ceiling. Hold it here. Nice. And then don't put the right leg back down. In fact, bring your left leg up to meet it, and now both legs are in the air. So from here, abs are in, your whole back is relaxed, your feet are both flexed and pressing up towards the ceiling, and then we're going to bend the knees. So bend the knees here, and then press them up. And as we press up, you're going to feel both those quads turn on. But you have to do that real intentional pressing up towards the ceiling, and then go ahead and rebend, and then press up again. Whew, I can feel my abs working, my quads, press, press, press. Good, and then bend. And let's do two more. Oh yeah, two more. You know I always ask for more. Press, press, press. And then bend. And then again up. Press, press, press. And rest. And then you can come with your feet flat down on the floor. Okay, good job here. So Now from here, there's a couple more exercises I want to do. I'm sorry, I'm looking up at my board because I wrote everything down. It's a lot to remember, right? So I want to get into some ab exercises, and I want to come back down so we're laying on our back. So same thing, if you need to use the pillow, use the pillow. So let me move back a little bit more because I want you to be able to see really my whole leg. So I think you can see it here. So we're going to come up and we're going to keep our knees at a 90-degree angle. So if they're pulled back too much, they're not creating that 90-degree angle. So you're going to press your feet a little bit away from your body so the knees are stacked over the hips. From here, you're going to draw your belly button in so your back is flat on the floor. You should already feel some shaking going on because you're working your abs just in this position called tabletop. And then from here, we're going to just pretend you have nothing from your knee down. So you're just dropping your left leg towards the floor, but keep that engagement. And then you're going to keep that right leg up. And then that left leg is going to come up and meet the right. And now the right leg is going down. So we're just dropping from our hips. So our femurs are moving, but the calf and the shin muscle, shins, they just stay straight. So we're going down and back up again. So this you should feel in your abs. And you should maybe feel your quads because we did so much work on our legs before. So from here, you're going to drop down again, and then don't let that angle change. Really fight to keep it. So your abs are working, your legs are working. We're going to do one more on each side. And up. And last one on the right side. And up and rest. So now from here, you can either keep in this position, or you can just lift your hips up and then just put your hands right under, like you're sitting on your hands. Sometimes that's a comfortable position for some people to do a double leg drop. So from here, we're going to hold both of our legs up. We're still flexing our feet, and we're going to drop both our heels down to touch the floor and then back up again. So if that feels like too much range, then don't go that far. You can go maybe like about halfway down or 3/4 and then back up again. So really, this is meant to be felt in your core. You feel a little bit in your hip flexors and quads, of course, just because of the positioning. But really, you're fighting to keep that space sealed as you drop both legs down and back up again. Let's do that one more time. So we're dropping down, feel everything shaking, and then back up again. And then you can go ahead and hug your knees. That'll feel really good. Awesome. So good. Okay, so now from here, I'm going to slide down so you can maybe see a little bit more of me. And then we're going to do a little bit more ab work. So from here, I want you to bring your arms out to the side when you lay down. So we're coming all the way down. We're going to lift our legs back up to that 90-degree angle, and you're going to drop your legs down to the right. And then you're going to pick them back up, and then you're going to drop them down to the left. Now, if this feels like too much for you, I want you to keep your feet on the floor and then still drop your knees down to the right. So your head and shoulders are staying totally square, and you're just moving from the waist down. Okay, let's do 2 more on each side. So if your legs are up in the air, you're just dropping them down enough that you don't lose that control. And if your feet are flat down on the floor, they should go a little bit further. Good, and we're going to do 1 more on each side. I may have to pause it because it sounds like my little guys are having a problem with the cartoon that I put on. Or maybe not. Good. And rest. Good job. So now, if it feels okay for you, I want you to lay down, just turn over, and you're going to lay on your stomach. Okay, so from here, what is advantageous is we've been doing a little bit of ab work right now, so just being in this position, propping yourself up on your elbows, that should feel really good. You're getting a nice stretch right here. Okay, remember, part of our core muscles is that they wrap around to our back muscles. And those are part of our core muscles too, so we want to use them. So what I want you to do is you're going to stack one hand over the other, and you're going to place your forehead down right on top of your hands. I want you to keep your legs and your hips down, but you're going to lift your upper body up with your hands so they stay right on your forehead, and you're going to look forward. And then we're coming back down again. Okay, so take this nice and slow. So we're going to squeeze our glutes, tighten your tush, press down into your legs, and you're going to look up, right underneath your hands there, and then back down again. Okay, we're going to do that 2 more times. Press up, look up, can see you. You might not be getting up this far, and that's okay. You might not even be getting off the floor. But if you can squeeze your glutes and just try here, or press into your hands and just try, you're using your muscles. Okay, great job. And rest. I'm going to have to take a pause. I'll see you guys in a second. Bye, guys.